Hey guys, it's the Movie Buff Haynes and we're back again with another haul video. Today we're going to show you everything that we picked up in August, and we got quite a bit, but that should come as no surprise to any of you. If you've been watching our channel for a little while now, we buy a lot, so
yeah, we do.
We'll go ahead and just dive right in and show you everything we got.
First, we got a couple of figures and DVDs to show you. So we went back to Hot Topic for the first time since everything started reopening, and we picked up a little mystery horror figure, and it comes in a little display case, sort of. And the one we got is Pennywise.
Yeah, hopefully you can kind of see that. I think it was called like globes or something along those lines.
Something like that, but like these little things interlock and whatnot, so we might have to go get some more and try and get some of the other figures for sure.
We'll probably get some more. Next up we got a pop figure here, and that is Janet from The Good Place. Absolutely love this show. This is definitely one that we needed for the collection.
And definitely like our favorite character.
Yes, Janet is the best. And I love her little cactus she's got. Then for the DVDs we got this month, I got Mommy Dearest. This is one I've wanted to see for a while. And of course, now that I picked it up on DVD, it will come out on Blu-ray, so you're welcome. I took one for the team. But yeah, Paramount has been releasing a lot of stuff recently, so hopefully there's a Blu-ray in the pipeline somewhere, but for now I can watch this one. The next one is Night Watch. I'm a big Ewan McGregor fan. We both are, actually. And I heard that this one was an underrated good film to check out, so I went ahead and picked it up. And then one of the filmmakers that I've been really getting into their filmography is Pedro Almodovar. I heard this is one of his absolute best films, and as far as I could tell, it's only available on DVD, and that is Talk to Her. It's actually got some Academy Award attention back in 2002. It won Best Original Screenplay, so that's pretty cool. Definitely looking forward to checking this one out. We don't have anything in any real particular order. We just kind of threw everything together because there's so much. We just thought we would show it to you in random order, so yeah.
From Massacre Video, we have a double feature that is American Rampage and Danger USA.
Yeah, I've been trying to collect all of the ones in this series. Unfortunately, I missed their recent release of Mr. No Leg, so if any of you have a copy of that you're willing to part with, then hit me up. Next up, this is a new release from Arrow Video that I pre-ordered from Diabolic DVD months ago and actually completely forgot about. That is The Comic. This is the Diabolic DVD exclusive slipcover, which was my main motivation for pre-ordering it. I actually know next to nothing about this movie. This is a film from 1985, directed by Richard Driscoll. So yeah, looking forward to checking it out. Arrow always turns me on to stuff that I would have otherwise never heard of. We actually have some Criterions to show off to you guys. I think the bug hadn't quite worn off towards the beginning of August from the Criterion sale, so I bought a few from Amazon as well as a couple from Facebook Marketplace. And the first one is Heaven Can Wait. Looking forward to this one. I wanted to pick it up at Barnes & Noble, but I didn't have it, and I got it for a decent deal off Amazon, so pretty excited about that one.
Then we have High and Low, which this one is a film by Akira Kurosawa.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about that film, so definitely looking forward to that one. And the next one, I'm probably going to butcher how to pronounce this, but that is Rafifi. Another one I've heard great things about.
Then we have Quadrophenia.
This is one of the ones I picked up from Facebook Marketplace. And then the other one I picked up is The Life of Oharu. I believe that's how you say it. I don't know really anything about this, but I got this one and Quadrophenia for $10 each. So, you know, for $10 I can't pass up any Criterion release. So as some of you may know, Shout Factory / Scream Factory has had a lot of stuff going out of print recently. And it's been kind of stressful to keep up with. Even though I own so many of their releases, there's still quite a few that I need. So as they announce ones that are going out of print, I always try to pick them up as soon as I can, and got a few here to show you guys. First one, I got this one from Amazon, and that is The Producers. This is a Shout Factory release.
Really excited to have that. I love Mel Brooks's movies.
Yeah, looks like it'll be a fun one, especially with Gene Wilder. And then moving into some of the Scream Factories that are going out of print, I got The Brain That Wouldn't Die. Remember, I had this on my wish list and in my Amazon cart for quite a while, and then it went out of print, and so I bought it as soon as they announced it. And then I also got The Angry Red Planet from Amazon. I was really lucky to catch a few of these just shortly after they made that Facebook post. And then this one I got from Bull Moose's website, and that is The Horror Show. Got this for about $10, so that was a really good deal. And this is actually a part of the House series, so I already own this one in the House box set from the UK that Arrow put out. So that was kind of the reason I hadn't picked it up, but you know, my OCD and my want to have all of the Scream Factory titles led to me picking this one up as they said it was going out of print. So those are all the ones I think that are going out of print that I've picked up this month. These next few are just a couple titles that I picked up.
We've got 8mm with Nicolas Cage. Always good to add more of his movies to the collection.
Yeah, and it's directed by Joel Schumacher, so it should be pretty good. And this one I'm really looking forward to checking out, and that's Tales from the Dark Side, the movie. One I've always heard great things about, and I'm glad that Scream Factory finally released it on Blu-ray.
Then we have some movies from 88 Films. This is Dragon Lord with Jackie Chan. They've been putting out a lot of titles that he's done recently, haven't they?
Yeah, they've been doing kind of a Jackie Chan series over at 88 Films.
Good to add to the collection.
Yep, and speaking of which, we have another one. This one's called The Fearless Hyena. And then another 88 Films title that I picked up in that same order is Avenging Force. This looked like a fun film and decided to throw it in the order. Next two I'm really excited about. Blue Underground has really been killing it in the 4K game, and they have already released 2 more titles to the format, and the first one is The New York Ripper, which this is a Fulci film I actually haven't watched yet. I was about to watch it, and then I swear like the next day they announced they were releasing it on 4K, so I decided to hold off and check it out on 4K, which from what I've heard about these transfers, that was the right decision because I've heard they're amazing, and this is absolutely the best way to watch these films. So really looking forward to watching this for the first time and on 4K.
Yeah, it seems like Blue Underground has really been killing it with their transfers and restoration work.
Yeah, they have. And this one I have seen and I really enjoy, and that is The House by the Cemetery. It's not my favorite Fulci. My favorite would probably be The Beyond, which makes me wish that Blue Underground had the rights to that one to release that one on 4K. That'd be really cool. But House by the Cemetery is a really solid one, has a great soundtrack. And definitely looking forward to seeing it in 4K.
Next, we've got a Welgo title here, and this is, I think, as far as I know, this is Welgo's first animated title they've ever released, and that is A Dog's Courage, which I was really excited to pick this one up, so definitely looking forward to watching that. Next
up, we have a film that I've enjoyed from this year, and that is How to Build a Girl, starring Beanie Feldstein. This is a really fun coming-of-age film, and I'm excited that it came out on Blu-ray.
Then we have The Outpost.
Looks like a pretty good one. Heard some decent things about it. And this is a new horror film that I've really been wanting to check out. I know it kind of went through the drive-in circuit and did really well there, and that is The Wretched. This one's put out by IFC Films. Again, it's just one I'm really looking forward to watching.
Then we have You Don't Know Me.
It's a documentary based on Showgirls, which I just watched for the first time not too long ago, so looking forward to that one. Next up, we have some new releases from Vinegar Syndrome. The first one is The Caller, starring Malcolm McDowell. Just watched this one yesterday and really enjoyed it. It was a fun, interesting mystery. And then we have Pandemonium. I know a lot of people were really excited to see this one come to Blu-ray. And it's kind of a spoof film, kind of in the same vein as like Student Bodies or Wacko, so looking forward to that one. And then we have Indecent Exposure. Always fun getting these Vinegar Syndrome packages in the mail. And then finally got this title from my Severin mid-year sale order, and that is Fulci for Fake. I believe this is actually a documentary about Fulci. So really looking forward to watching this one. It has a cool lenticular slip, and yeah, glad to finally have gotten this one.
One of the latest G-Kids releases, and that's Ride Your Wave. I watched this one not long after we got it, and I really enjoyed it a lot.
And then we have a new release criterion, and that is The Comfort of Strangers, directed by Paul Schrader, another filmmaker that I've really been enjoying diving into their filmography. And when I saw Criterion was releasing it, I knew I had to pick it up, so looking forward to checking it out pretty soon.
Then from Eureka, we got Mr. Vampire.
Yeah, that looks like a fun one.
It does.
I've always heard good things about. We have some more Shout and Scream Factory titles. First one is Swallow. This is a new release film actually from 2020. This is a really good psychological thriller, and Haley Bennett gives a fantastic performance. I definitely recommend checking this one out if you haven't yet.
Then we have The Phantom of the Opera. This is the 1962 Hammer movie, and it's the collector's edition. It's really nice. I like the cover art especially.
Next up we have Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell, another fairly recent release from Scream Factory, and this one stars Peter Cushing, who's one of my favorites. And then just a couple weeks ago, Scream Factory announced that they were going to be releasing 2 titles that were exclusive to their website, limited to 1,000, and they were available right then. So they were kind of big surprise announcements. And the first one of those is Street Walkin'. Really cool to see some more obscure titles coming to Scream Factory's catalog. And then this one is a double feature that is Caged Heat and Jackson County Jail. Then we have a couple of releases from Dark Force Entertainment. First one is a double feature with Hollywood High and Teenage Mother. And then we have Insect, which has a really cool embossed slipcover. And this movie actually is better known by its title, Blue Monkey, which is the artwork inside. I'm looking forward to checking this one out finally.
From MVD, we have Split Second with Rutger Hauer.
Yeah, I've heard good things about that one. Looking forward to it. And then we have another MVD release. This is a double feature with Blood Fight and Ironheart.
And one more from MVD, and that is Mikey.
Really looking forward to watching this one. Arrow's really been killing it lately with some really cool releases, and they actually decided to jump into the 4K game, and their first release in 4K is Flash Gordon. And this happens to be a movie that I've never seen, and I actually didn't own on any format. So pretty cool to pick it up on 4K to watch it for the first time. I'm sure it'll be good, cheesy fun.
Definitely.
And this is the limited edition box set. I actually haven't opened it yet, but yeah, I'm looking forward to finally watching Flash Gordon. And then another release that has been highly anticipated. I've actually never seen any of the films, but I'm really happy to have it because it's pretty much out of print already, just 2 weeks after its release.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the Gamera box set. This is a really cool set. I think it has 14 movies in it. And again, I've never seen any of them, so definitely looking forward to diving into this giant box set and seeing what they're all about. Arrow definitely knocked it out of the park with this one.
Yeah. And then you brought it to my attention that the version we had was just Blu-ray, so I of course had to get the 4K copy of Stranger Things Season 1. So very happy to add that to the collection. I love this show.
Yeah, and people basically give those away because I think Target would mass produce them to an extreme level, and they're just always so cheap.
We thought that they would, when they originally came out, we thought that those would sell out like crazy, and yet we saw just dozens of copies at every store for like months afterwards.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were able to get a really good deal on that one.
Alright, the next release I picked up, and one I'm really excited to finally check out, and that is Baraka. I'm especially excited to check this one out because this is my friend Movie Chatter's favorite film of all time. And honestly, I'd never even heard of it until I heard her talk about it. So it definitely intrigued me, and I'm definitely looking forward to finally giving it a watch. The next title I picked up is The Reaping. Heard that this is actually a pretty decent horror thriller film, so looking forward to that one. And it's got Hilary Swank, so I'm interested to see her in kind of a different role. I got the last A24 title that I needed to be up to date with my A24 collection, and that is The Death of Dick Long. This is unfortunately a BDR release, however I got it for a really good price. It was used on Bull Moose's website for like $10 or $12, whereas they usually charge about $25 for these BDRs, so that was a pretty good deal and one I was willing to pay for a BDR release. Next one is The Good, the Bad, and the Weird. This is actually by the same director that did I Saw the Devil, and that was kind of my main motivation for picking this one up. But yeah, it looks like a fun Western. The next one is kind of a random one. It's God Bless America, directed by Bobcat Goldthwait. And then this one I've been waiting to get a decent deal on, mostly because when it was released it didn't come with a slipcover, so I kind of lost my motivation to pick it up right away, but I finally got it for like $10 on eBay, and that is Driven. This is about John DeLorean, so should be a pretty good watch. And then this is another movie I've had my eye on for a while. It's directed by Tim Robbins, and it stars Susan Sarandon and Sean Penn, and that is Dead Man Walking. So finally pulled the trigger and picked that one up.
Then I've been adding to our animation section a bit this month.
Yeah,
so
he has.
Excited to show this stuff off. I really work hard to find titles that have their slip covers and whatnot, because it gets harder and harder real fast with some of these titles. First, I've got Green Eggs and Ham, one of the releases of Dr. Seuss specials. There's only a couple other ones, but I'm getting close to having all of them now. In the same vein, I also got The Lorax. Next, I have Madagascar 3, Europe's Most Wanted. I've been trying to get a slip on this one for a while, and I was finally able to get a good deal.
Real quick, I just have to interject because I saw the screenplay is written by Noah Baumbach. Who would have guessed that?
I would never have. My goodness, that just makes it even better.
Yeah, I've seen that movie a few times and never knew that.
That makes sense now why it's like my favorite of the series.
Yeah, that's a fun movie.
Then I got Shrek 2 and Shrek Forever After. I've been looking for these Fox Family Icon slips forever.
Yeah.
And because we have 1 and 3, and we didn't have 2 and 4. It was kind of maddening looking at the collection and then only having the odd movies. So
yeah,
very happy to add those.
Me too. That helps with my OCD.
Then we got Alpha and Omega. I actually saw this one when it came out in theaters. I thought it was corny at first, but upon rewatch, I do think it's a pretty cute film. And I was able to find the slip for it, which was really nice. And since I got that movie, I figured I ought to pick up the direct-to-disc sequels.
So this is probably going to make us sound kind of weird to most collectors, but lately we've been thinking about how with the DC animated films, we have some of them on Steelbook and some of them with their slipcovers, and it was pretty annoying to us, and to be honest, we are not too into collecting Steelbooks anymore, so we decided to go ahead and take a look at the ones we had on Steelbook and kind of try and trade them out for the slipcover editions. As of right now, we haven't sold any of our Steelbooks, but we probably will at some point if any of you are interested in those. But yeah, we've been on the hunt for the slipcover versions of some of the Steelbook titles we had. And also we've been looking to upgrade some of our titles to 4K because they've released quite a few of the DC animated on 4K. So here's a couple of those. We've
got Batman, The Killing Joke, probably one of the best titles that DC has released in my opinion. I really enjoy this one a lot.
Yeah, I like that one too.
And the slip is really nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I told him that I wanted to get all the slipcover editions, I didn't realize that he would then purchase them within 1 week of me making that statement, but he has gone out of his way to find quite a few of them, so that's been pretty cool.
Been lucky. I mean, some people charge out the nose for some of those titles, but I've been really lucky to find a lot of them for pretty darn good deals.
Yeah, yeah.
The other one from DC is the 4K version of Batman Gotham by Gaslight. And we watched this one together, didn't we?
I don't remember. Maybe.
I think we did. It was an enjoyable one for sure.
There's so many DC animated movies I can't even keep track half the time. And I think we have a few more of the DC animated films somewhere over here in these stacks, so there might be a couple more in this video.
This one we were both really excited for because we've been sitting with an incomplete series in our 4K collection since we started collecting 4K.
Yeah.
And we were finally able to get our hands on the last Harry Potter film we needed, and that is Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. And we found the slip first, actually. I found that and bought it, and then was able to find a pretty cheap copy of the movie itself. So all in all, a pretty good investment. Not too much, because people really sell the Harry Potter 4Ks for a lot for whatever reason.
Yeah, those have gotten pretty hard to find.
But now we have all 8 movies.
Finally.
Then I also got Fairy Tale Collection 7. I've been working hard to try and get all of these collections for good deals because you don't usually see them for cheap. So I've only got like a couple left after this one, so always happy to add to the anime section.
I can't remember if I showed this one off or not in our last haul video. I think I got it towards the end of July. but then I couldn't remember if I showed it off in a video, and I absolutely have to do that. And that is the Midsummer Director's Cut, straight from A24. This is a really limited, cool edition of the film. Just did a really great job with this. It's got this really cool book inside, some really great artwork. I won't show you most of the inside due to the content, but yeah, it's just a really cool release to have in the collection. Absolutely love this movie.
And here are the other DC titles we mentioned.
Yeah.
Got Batman versus Two-Face, which this is one of the stories based off of Adam West's Batman, so I'm excited to check that one out. Then there's Son of Batman, and the 4K of Justice League versus the Fatal Five.
We have a 4K release from Shout Factory, and that is D-Day, Normandy 1944. Looks like a pretty interesting watch.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of a random pickup from our local record store. It's actually a Hindi film, and that is I Hate Love Stories.
Next we've got District B13, which we just picked up the sequel to this at Dollar Tree not long ago, I believe.
Yeah, a couple months ago.
So, of course, have to have the first film.
It was pretty random to find it in store too, so that's pretty cool. And in that same vein, another title that we picked up at Dollar Tree recently was The U Part 2, which is a ESPN 30 for 30 film, and we found The U, so had to pick that one up. Had to complete our Dollar Tree collections.
Next we've got Troy, the Director's Cut, which I'm surprised we didn't have this in our collection, actually.
Yeah, found that one at Dollar General. And then this is actually the first film to a sequel that we recently picked up, and I think that's in this stack over here, and that is I Am Vengeance. Another one that we just happened to find in store.
Then we've got The Bible in the Beginning, one of those old biblical epics from back in the day. I'm sure this one's about 3 or 4 hours long as well.
Yeah, we got that at Big Lots. Another Big Lots pickup, Home of the Brave.
And Bulletproof Monk.
Probably my favorite actor of all time. I don't know how he hasn't won the award for Best Actor at the Oscars, and that's Steven Seagal, and this is Code of Honor. No, but really, Steven Seagal was my mom's favorite actor growing up, so we always would watch all of his dumb movies, and I feel like they've only gotten dumber as time has gone on. So yeah, they're fun to watch. And if my mom ever comes into town, we have something to watch together.
Then we've got Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I was able to find this with a slip cover, which I thought was pretty rare actually, so I was really excited to find that.
Another one I was really excited to find in the wild, and that is Touch of Evil. This is the limited edition. These have gotten pretty hard to come by actually, so pretty cool find.
Then at Dollar General, we found Chariots of Fire. This is actually the digibook, which I thought was a pretty cool find at a Dollar General of all places.
Yeah, for sure. And we actually have another Criterion. I don't know how I managed to pick up so many in the month, but this one I found, again, used at a local record store, and that is Gilda, starring Rita Hayworth.
Then we found some Shout Select titles used at Zia Records, which is pretty rare and for a good deal too, so we of course had to pick these up. We have Paradise Alley.
And Endless Love.
Then this was probably my favorite Dollar General find because I was shocked to see this in the bin, and that is No Bunnigan. This is the limited edition Blu-ray set from Funimation, which these aren't usually easy to come by, but for some reason they had this at Dollar General.
Yeah, can't go wrong with that. And since the movie just came out from Scream Factory, I had to pick this up when I saw it, and I got it for a really good deal from Zia, and that is Tales from the Dark Side, complete series. Getting pretty close to having all of these classic horror series, so pretty excited about that. Okay, I think we're finally to the last stack in this crazy haul video. Next up we have Garden Tool Massacre. This is a 1990s shot and video movie that has been long lost, but is put out by, I'm trying to remember the company, SRS Cinema. So as soon as I saw this go up for pre-order, I just thought that's too good of a title to pass up. I have to check that out. So looking forward to giving it a watch. Alright, the next several are from a website called Stinky Tuna. I'm sure you guys have all heard of them by now. They basically make bootleg copies of Netflix movies and put them on physical media, which is pretty cool. Their releases are all pretty good. We watched one the other night and we thought the quality was decent. We'll talk about it when we get to that one. I will say some of their artwork is a little subpar. I don't love that the spines aren't all uniform, but you know, that's just OCD me.
Yeah, they don't seem to really settle on one set design for any movie. It kind of alters from title to title, which I guess kind of irks us when it's like a series or a TV show. That's a little thing though.
Yeah. Their artwork, not like top quality artwork. I mean, you can pretty much tell that it's a bootleg. I've heard some people say they think they look like professional releases, which admittedly I kind of disagree with. You could tell they're bootlegs. But you know, you get what you pay for. They're really cheap, and I do like that they have disc art and they come with special features in some cases, which is really cool. Not something you usually get with bootlegs. So again, you get what you pay for, and I think they're well worth the $12, $13 that most of these titles were.
Yeah, if you want to there's a movie you really liked on Netflix, I mean, take a look at their website. You might be able to get a physical copy of your favorite movie.
And I think they take requests as well, so that's pretty cool. First one we got is I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore. And I think this is a really underrated kind of dark comedy with Melanie Linsky and Elijah Wood. And it actually, I want to say it won, I think it won the Grand Jury Prize at Sundance the year that it came out, which was really crazy. And then, the following month it was on Netflix. But yeah, this is a really underrated movie that I definitely recommend you guys check out. I'll go ahead and show you the back as well. This artwork is probably one of the better ones. And again, you get disc art, which is really cool. Not something you normally get.
Next up, we've got Hush. This was a Blumhouse production that wound up on Netflix, and I remember really liking this one.
Yeah, directed by Mike Flanagan, who later went on to do like Haunting of Hill House, all that good stuff. This is another really underrated Netflix film, and this one I'm rather disappointed with the artwork on it. It's so fuzzy, but it's I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House. Fortunately, Andrew's pretty good at designing Blu-ray covers, so we'll print our own, and we'll probably put these all in red cases and make them look nice and uniform like our other ones. But yeah, the artwork on this one especially is really fuzzy. Not sure what happened with that one, but again, they're not bad prices, and it's nice to have these movies on physical media.
Next we have The Ritual, which I thought this was a pretty creepy film, so I like that one a lot.
Yeah, another really underrated horror film. And this is a really fun Netflix film, and that is The Babysitter.
That was a good one.
And this is actually the one we watched already, and that is True Lies. You guys probably all know by now that this is not on Blu-ray yet. James Cameron, he has quite a few movies that he's just not releasing to Blu-ray or 4K, which is frustrating. But I think this is probably the best this film has ever looked. Not saying it looked great by any means. It definitely needs some like color correction and restoration work. But overall, if you want to have kind of an HD copy, a 1080 rip of the film, this is definitely a good way to go.
Yeah, it definitely looked decent, and the sound was good. But you're right, it definitely could have used some work, but that's on James Cameron's end at this point.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got Deep Blue Sea 3. This is, of course, a cinematic masterpiece.
It actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It was pretty entertaining.
No, it was actually pretty entertaining. It was better than number 2, I'll say that much.
Yeah, number 2 is horrible. Next up, we have 2 of my absolute favorite films of 2020 so far. First one being The High Note.
That was a good film.
Yeah, I've talked about this a few times on the channel. It's a great feel-good movie with some great performances, awesome music. Definitely one that we recommend. And another one I really enjoyed, and that is The King of Staten Island, directed by Judd Apatow. Even if you don't really like Pete Davidson, I'd say give this one a look. Mm-hmm. It will probably surprise you. Really heartfelt and funny movie.
Yeah. Speaking of James Cameron, this is James Cameron's story of science fiction, a release from RLJ. So Definitely looks interesting for sure. I think this is a documentary by the looks of it.
I think it was a docu-series.
Definitely I'll have to check that one out.
Next up we have a Shudder original film, and that is Prevenge. Remember, this came out a few years ago and didn't come out on Blu-ray in the US, and I thought about importing it a few times and never got around to it. And now I'm happy I didn't, because it came out in the US, so pretty cool.
Then we've got a Well-Go release, and that is Gundala, Rise of a Hero. A foreign superhero film, definitely looks interesting.
Another Well-Go with Josh Hartnett and John Malkovich, really good cast. Valley of the Gods.
And then one more Well-Go title, and that is House of Hummingbird.
Then we have a new indie horror film that is Open 24 Hours. I remember I saw my friend on Instagram picked it up, and I saw it came with a slipcover, so of course I immediately picked it up.
And this is that sequel we mentioned earlier, and that is I Am Vengeance Retaliation. This one's a new one, so yeah, when we saw this one we were like, wait, there's a first one called I Am Vengeance?
Yeah. We have a new DC animated movie, and that is Deathstroke, Knights and Dragons.
Then we've got some TV here at the end. First, we've got the complete 6th season of The Flash.
Then keeping with the DC theme, we have the complete first season of Batwoman.
Then we have The Terror, Infamy.
An HBO series here is Dark Materials. And then the series I'm probably most excited to check out, and since we just finished Chernobyl, this will probably be the next one we watch. That might be news to you. I decided that just now. And that is The Outsider. This is based on a Stephen King novel. Really looking forward to checking this out. I've heard nothing but good things about it. And yeah, we're kind of late with TV shows sometimes, but we eventually get around to them.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was our massive haul from August.
Really thought that we were having a slow month earlier on.
Yeah, at the beginning of the month it was slower, but then something happened and we ended up with all of this. So
yeah.
Yeah, we want to thank you guys for watching, and thanks for subscribing to our channel. We really appreciate it.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the bell for the notifications, and yeah, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
See ya.